next we've got a recommendation that came in on the chat earlier. Deus Volt by Eli Lee. Doesn't say how the music is made. Hopefully this isn't an AMV but an AIMV. If it's somebody's original, we're all good. If it's like a normal song, I'm gonna have to stop it. Okay, let's give this a listen, and then I'll see if I'll subscribe and follow.
Storm is coming in. I can feel it. Eyes are vacant, hearts defeated. But we're still here. We're still standing. Shadows crawl across the foodie line, cracked hands, cardboard signs in the rain. Thin faces staring through the headlights, every screen selling pleasure for pain. We stack prayers like bricks in a shelter, turned out into bread. Pass it down. If you're starving for truth, step closer. There's a table, there's a place. Sit now. Come now. There's hope. We stand in the fire, unshaken. There's hope. God the weak when the world's forsaken. When the lies flood in like a poison sea, we raise that cross like a burning tree. There's hope for the lost, for the last, for the broken. There's hope. Every promise he gave still spoken. When the dark says nothing matters at all, we answer back, we answer back. There's hope. There's hope. Black glass, wounds grow, hollow eyes, every clip drills fear in the bone. Give up, give in, stay numb, it cries, but you're not meant to die alone. We write wounds with truth and with mercy, sing hope till it cuts through the noise. If your mind's been cracked by the poison, we'll be shouting till you hear his voice. Hear his voice. There's hope. We stand in the fire, unshaken. Deus Volt, God the weak when the world's forsaken. When the lies flood in like a poison sea, we raise that cross like a burning flame.
It's a very energetic song with a purpose behind it. Probably a little over long for what it does. Oh, hi. Luna Frost. I've already got an artist, thank you.
Hearts defeated, but we're still here.
Anyway, so very sort of, I wouldn't say cyberpunk. It's more hope punk than cyberpunk because it's a clean cyber aesthetic rather than a dirty cyber aesthetic. Even when it's in destruction, it looks clean and tidy. Yeah, so we've got the usual sort of cameos coming in. We had like the masses getting brainwashed and turned into the minions, trying to spread their corruption to others, turning it from a hope punk into cyberpunk aesthetic. Skybrows, and then the Blue Celestium next. Yep. Then Chiro Chikage. I can never remember this guy's name. Is it down in the... No, it's not. Oh, it's him. It's himself. It's Eli Lee. See, that's why I also make sure that whenever I appear, I make sure to list myself in the listings. So he's had cameos in other people's videos. This is the first one I've seen of his. Okay. Yeah, cool. All right. Yeah, like me, before I changed my logo over to the current one, where it focused more in on the face, I had a similar to one with him where it's like I'm against the background, I'm stood back, and so you can't really identify the me in the image. The me in the image. I was behind the viewer counter. Yeah, so, but yeah, it's good to know that that's Eli. Cool. Elon Musk and his cat army, cat girl army. Cat girls, bunny girls in power armor suits. That's almost the standard sci-fi battle suit that Grok will generate when you ask it to do a sci-fi combat suit. Because I've got a very similar one of my guy for when I did a cover for a game I played that was very sci-fi, and the suit looked very similar to these in general appearance. Black block, highlighted lines, you know. Then we've got Feeble without the eye patch, and DJ Nathaniel. Dawn Halo, Underworld Fox. And the usual issue where the monsters don't run towards you to fight, they kind of run past you. But I think it works in the sense that they're not targeting us, they're targeting everyone. And they're kind of mindless horde, so it works for this situation. Archangel Grok. I just want to point out, I'm not sure if it's intentional, but it looks like the Rule 63 mage got himself Rule 63'd a bit. The Fed guy, Captain Rudy, yep, and Annibot. And that's another problem, is when you tell it you start slicing at enemy, you can sometimes just randomly slice in random areas. And of course, it's got the usual aversion to avoid killing things, even if they're hit. Then we've got Dot Pocket and Fashizi. I'm trying to go through this a little bit faster because this is a very long video and there's a lot of cameos. Corrupting the system. And then you have the basilisk. See, that was nicely timed, Deus Volt to the blast. In general, the editing is pretty solid on that in this video. But that, for example, where you had like the glitch in the editing, I probably would have tried going Deus Volt, and then when it does this at the get, I'd do a cut, go to that scene, then cut again to this with like a flash cut, and that can hide some of the generation issue. Now that city reminds me a lot of Atlantis from Stargate, but that could just be because it's based on the Grok logo, and it's all got the same sort of spiral pattern. It's in the churches. That was a good cut because they did the and then changed. Yeah, and that can work for a lot of scenes, but for that scene where it's meant to be like a cityscape, it can be a bit awkward. Especially it's like the city's being so clean works against them in this situation. If it was a more traditional cyberpunky, sort of grungy city, you can get away with it more. But because the city looks so clean and neat, having shifts like that, unless they look like a fluid shift rather than just a morph, can be very, very distracting. That's my opinion. And I would have done that change here after the That one's okay. See, that one was on the for the change. See, now that should have been a change on the Deus Volt, and that would have been the perfect time for that. Because that's the problem with trying to comment on these AI videos. There are so many different styles being used that different effects will work for different people's styles. I use a very similar style to this, very anime, so I know how to kind of work with this. But I also know what happens if I try and go to a slightly more realistic or slightly more abstract, so I can work with that a little bit more. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on with this scene, because blue has usually been allies, and this time they're shooting at the blue and turning them into reds. Could just be a generation error and he didn't catch it. Because now they're no longer targeting them, even though, that's targeting them, but that's going to come out of nowhere. See, now, there was distortion in the scenery there, but it was hidden by the special effects, so it's not too much of an issue. And this one's just a bit of a weird scale, but as I said earlier, Grok's got issues with scale. It's nice, like, didn't mean to leave it on the blur. Nice split. Seeing where you got the combat and you got what they're protecting. That was a pretty good cut on the screen. that was a few seconds too late. Change on the we answer back, because on the we. So they're there, and it's we. That's what I've done there. But it's solid other than that. It really is. Most of the gens are clean, apart from the white spotted eyelid with the basilisk. This is an amazing effect. I especially like the fact that you've got almost like a movie screen top, but the energy coming from it is breaking through that top. Because you're not under a bridge, because that building's there. So I've been more worried about this one for Sheezy, but that's the Wolf Boy problem. And this is the kind of cameo that Feeble Mind wants. So remember, do not do this. Always make him look like a schoolboy. The funny thing is, the character he based his thing of, he hates the character. That's the reason why he made that his avatar in the first place, just to annoy the people who like that show. Oh, the effect is cool, but your face morphing. It's like, for that bit, I'd probably done slightly faster motion and maybe 2 more cuts for 2 more characters at faster motion speed for the fight. This one being long on the choir sound was about right. I'm wondering if this image was done under the new Grok image system, because I found that if I put the image in and I reference it, every now and again it will give me a shadow clone of the character in the image, even if I don't tell it to. It will just try to refer to it as it used to. It's like, oh, there's an image there. Must put that image in the video. In fact, there's one where I put the character sheet in as the second image to use as a reference to make sure that when the character turned around, you could see what he looked like. And throughout the entire clip that it generated, it was like, there's this black room the creature, the person's moving into. Flashes white, character sheet comes up. Back to the image, going into the room. Flashes white with the character image, the character template. Just kept doing that. It just does weird artifacting. So you've got to be very careful about using the reference sheets and stuff. I mean, it's a cool effect. I mean, it looks like he's like using a shadow clone effect to... That was a good change on Deus Volt again. See, but there needed to be another change. But yeah, overall very nice, very clean work. A few little touches here, and as always, getting the tempo right could be hard for the editing. I know I struggled with it. So yeah, Eli Lee, Deus Volt. Give the original its love that you think it deserves. Like and follow and all that stuff. Give it a watch.